I left my bachelorette party because my friends hired spicy dancers.
What? You don't want to dance with them? What?
Hello. I know the title might sound dumb, but please bear with me.
Are you being a bear?
Bear noises. I, 31, female, I'm getting married on January, but my best friend, 30 female, is going to be gone for most of the month, only being able to come back for my wedding. So my friends decided to just throw my bachelorette party yesterday to get it out of the way. That's a great vibe. By the way, this comes from user Elderberry16924, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/okstorytime subreddit. I'm Dakota.
I'm Angie. I'm sorry. I just had a really weird
I'm
drink of
Carly.
that.
And we're here to give you good advice goofily, but we're a bunch of goofballs. We don't have all the answers. We only know what we do. So tell us what you would do in the comments. Maybe you're a lawyer or a doctor. NOP says, I was very specific about not wanting the spicy dancers. Because knowing them, I knew they would do it just to prank me. They agreed and made all the arrangements. Yesterday, we went to a little venue they rented and everything was good. We were having fun, playing games, drinking, and so on. Around midnight, my best friend says, the delivery is here.
Oh no, I didn't order anything. What is it?
You ordered flesh. And I didn't think much about it because I thought it was food or something, but nope. 2 men came in with her and the music changed. They said something I didn't really hear and started dancing. They were like, yeah, now we are going to dance. We are here to take off the clothes and dance. Yeah, but the music was just... So you're like, what?
Huh?
What?
I'm just imagining the fact that like their cool line wasn't heard. I'm just imagining it looking like they're just like, and then it just like just start dancing.
I was sitting there thinking about how to escape the situation, the door. But they got closer to me, and one of them grabbed my hand and made me touch his abs, I guess. His torso. Again,
Reed,
you go.
He didn't have abs, just torso.
It's just torso. Ooh. Something you can do is, no, and then door. You go to all your friends and you go, and you spit on all of them. He was all sweaty, and that grossed me out because I hate sweat. I didn't even grab my dad's hands when I was a kid if he was sweaty. The juxtaposition of a male dancer and then talking about your dad's hands is wild. So, I yanked my hand away and said, wait, let me go to the bathroom first and I'll come back prepared. And left to the bathroom. Why would you say that?
Oh God.
Yeah. Ah! Oh, God. Okay, they cheered. But they were so busy entertaining themselves with the dancers that they didn't realize I was literally gone. Well, today I woke up to very angry voicemails and texts about not appreciating the effort and money they spent and how I'm a bad friend for abandoning them. I had agreed to take 2 girls home, but when I left in a hurry, I forgot. My best friend sent me a very long text saying she is hurt and disappointed, and she doesn't know if she would come to my wedding if I don't apologize. Girl, this is all your fault.
I'd respond and be like, I'm hurt that you don't know me better as a friend.
Yeah, right?
To know that that's not what I wanted.
I'm so hurt that I spent so much time with my dancers that I cannot believe you left me with my dancers.
You didn't even know I was gone.
Yeah.
I do want to say also you were very clear about not wanting this.
Yeah.
So
You listen to me. Maybe I don't want you at my wedding. Maybe you don't deserve to be in my bridal party after all.
The bad friend award would not be going to you, you know? But let this be a future reference. Like, in the future, you can just go, hey, leave. No, like, this is my thing, and you guys can go. You'll be paid.
Yeah.
But you leave.
And then they'll be fine. They'll just be like, blah, blah, blah. But like out the door.
Yeah, they'll die.
For all our listeners, they're dancing.
Oh yeah, we're dancing.
So my friend said I obviously didn't consider her feelings when I ran away without saying anything because she leaves today and I didn't even say bye. I understand that they might be mad, but I feel like I made myself clear when I said no spicy dancers. I don't know if they thought I was kidding or just being uptight. My fiance is glad that I left because we agreed on no dancers or anything similar. My sister's on my side, but I basically made half my wedding party mad. I don't know if I should just apologize to keep the peace because my wedding is literally next month, or my second option is to tell them to go F themselves, which I want to do, but I'm still angry and that would possibly ruin my friendships. So am I the a-hole? What should I do? And we do have some comments, but I don't know if either of those is the right move. I think instead of telling them to go F themselves, you can clearly lay out your reasoning for doing that. And that you were just so uncomfortable that you're like, yeah, I spaced. I didn't even think about you leaving tomorrow. I didn't even think about that because me and my future husband agreed that we wouldn't do this. So the fact that you brought them there made me go, I gotta get out of here.
Yeah, like this is not like, oh, I spent so much time baking you a cake and I can't believe you just like spat on it and left. Like that's not what happened. This is such a reasonable thing to be uncomfortable with. And the fact that she isn't understanding that is red flag of a friend and maybe just a person in general.
Yeah, general rule of like, I don't know, you're planning someone's bachelorette party and they tell you, hey, this is the thing I don't want. Don't want that. Me, I don't want that.
Yeah.
Then don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that thing.
Don't do that thing.
How dare you turn this around on OP being a bad friend?
How dare you?
I want that to be a running joke now. Just,
Can someone gif the dancing together, please?
Yeah, please. We'll make one of every single time that we've made that joke this far.
Montage.
Comments. Okay, Entrepreneur 8049 says, I was very specific about not wanting dancers. My fiance is glad that I left because we agreed on no dancers. That was a quote. The commenter says, it was your bachelorette and you made clear boundaries beforehand. You also honored an agreement to your fiance, not the a-hole, and good for you. Silk Temptation XC says, I totally agree with this. The night was about you and they should have given you that much honor. What they did was really selfish. Maverick J2K says, not the a-hole, you said no. And she went and did something else, so she should be mad at herself. You gave boundaries and she didn't respect them. Curious by Moon says, ask them why they booked the dancers when you had specifically told them not to. They planned something you didn't want and are now complaining about the cost and you're leaving. There's no apology due from you, but your friends, I say this in the loosest sense, should be embarrassed and apologizing to you. You did not shout or tell everyone the night is over. You simply left so they could enjoy the act they booked. I suspect they wanted the dancers in the first place. Explain to the two you were giving a lift to all of this, and if they wanted to send you the receipt for their taxi or Uber journey back, then you will reimburse them. You have nothing to feel sorry for. If you were vegetarian, would you eat a hog roast they booked? No.
Exactly.
This commenter continues, your feelings and boundaries were clearly laid out, and they trampled over the first and ignored the second. Not the a-hole. And there is an update from 5 days later. Yeah, I agree. It's crazy for them to try to throw this back onto you when you told them straight up not to do this. But I also think we could work on our, like, I won't say you don't have a backbone because you left, but it's like work on putting our foot down. Because it's like as soon as that started, you could have been like, whoa, no, this isn't happening. And even if they're like, you could be like, stop.
Whoa.
Stop. I'm sorry. There's been a mistake. You should go. Both of you should go. And you will be paid. And you will go. And you go, what? What was that, guys? What was that, ladies?
What's going on?
What was that?
Thought I was clear. I wanted no peepees out at the bachelorette party. No dancing peepees. No, thank you.
No sweaty torsos.
No sweaty torsos that I have to touch.
Remind me of my dad's hands.
Ew.
I wasn't expecting to be back so soon, but everything kind of resolved already, so why not? To clarify some things, some people told me not to tell my fiance, but I literally told him the same day because he was awake waiting for me to come home, as he always does when I go out with friends. My best friend was never my maid of honor. That's my older sister. She was a bridesmaid, though. And people who told me to offer to reimburse for the 2 girls' Ubers, why? Well, just because you had agreed to take them home, but even that is like going maybe a little bit the extra mile. Anyway, I don't remember if I gave my ex-best friend a fake name, but we'll call her Jenny, or else I'll get confused. I sent a long text in the group chat explaining how disappointed and angry I was about their actions, that they could have jeopardized my wedding and my relationship with their little stunt. I also clarified that I wasn't going to apologize for leaving a situation where I didn't feel safe or good being there. I told them I didn't care if they apologized anymore because they were all uninvited from my wedding anyway.
Whoa.
And they clearly didn't care about me or what I wanted because the party was obviously for them and not me.
I mean, listen, taking care of business. That sounds like the right thing to do to me in a way.
Yeah. I think also going back to like the whole planning rationale of it, where they were just like, yeah, whatever, we'll just get it out of the way. It's like, that's not really how that's supposed to vibe, you know? It shouldn't be like, oh yeah, but they got 2 for 1 at the grocery store. Yeah,
It's like I
whatever,
had
we'll
to
get
get
another
it.
one.
Yeah. It's like, no, I'm not supposed to just like bear through all this naked dancing and then just get it over with. Like,
Yeah, it sounds like
no.
they planned just like the exact like opposite of what you would have enjoyed. Or, well, I don't know. You said you were having a good time until that happened.
You had to ruin the vibe, guys.
Yeah. Come on. I also, after talking to my fiance, decided to message the SOs of my friends to let them know what happened. My fiance said it was the right thing to do because who knows what they did with those dancers. I turned off my phone after I sent both messages to the group chat and the SOs of my friends and went about my day. I can only imagine what's going to fall now.
Dude.
Waiting for the next shoe. Ooh,
The
that's gonna
storm.
be crazy.
I really wonder how she worded it to those significant others, though. Because if she was wording it, keeping in mind, thinking that it's possible that they did something with the spicy dancers, I really hope that she didn't, like, hint at that to those significant others, you know?
Yeah.
Like, if they thought that, or if they wanted to, if that came to light with the people that were at the party, go for it. But I really would hate it if OP just kind of, like, spread that rumor. But who knows?
Yeah.
Don't know.
Let's find out. I turned it on the next morning and found hundreds of messages from everyone. Some were apologizing, others were calling me dramatic, and after a couple of hours, it was just them cursing me out for telling their partners about it because all of them lied, apparently. Uh-oh. Oh, Jenny's husband called me too and then left a message to call him back as soon as I could, and I did. He picked up almost immediately and asked about details. I explained everything I knew, and he thanked me and told me he'd let the rest know. I found out after reading some of the messages that the 2 girls who were supposed to ride with me were given a different version of what would happen at the bachelorette party.
Oh my God.
One of them said that Jenny told them the dancers were supposed to be a comedian acting like a spicy dancer, but it would be like the scene from the movie The Proposal. I called her and she gave me more details about that. She said if she knew what they were planning, she would have told me because as a married woman, she didn't agree with that either. What?
What?
Jenny.
Jenny.
She said she and the other girl took an Uber home right away and that she didn't even know I left as well. I apologized for assuming she knew, and she apologized for not saying anything before. So I invited them back to the wedding. With my fiance, we decided to eliminate the entire wedding party except for my maid of honor, my older sister, and his best man, his younger brother. I told the 2 friends that they were invited again, but only as guests, and they accepted it with no drama. Yesterday, Jenny's husband called back and told me that he had some juicy gossip if I wanted to hear it. And obviously I said yes. Apparently these dancers weren't real dancers. They were Jenny's youngest brother's college roommates, and they were only 19 and 21.
What is happening? What is the story turning into?
You hired your little brother's roommates to be spicy dancers, and they're not? So not only did you do the things she didn't want to do. You were too cheap to even hire real ones.
Wow.
That's crazy.
No wonder she was like, they worked so hard on their dances and you didn't even watch. You didn't even touch their abs and they worked so hard on their dances. It's like,
That's
oh,
so
because they're not
weird.
professionals.
You say, bye-bye, Jenny. Goodbye. Bye-bye. See you never, Jenny.
Jenny, you're really weird for that.
But you know what's not really weird?
What?
That you can listen to full episodes with stories like this on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts. All you have to do is search OK Storytime, and we'll be like, for all of our listeners, we're dancing.
We're dancing.
We're dancing and celebrating. And we do have a little bit more story left. I like what we've done. Let's finish it. The brother didn't know about any of this until one of the roommates bragged about Jenny giving him a spicy act.
Oh,
The sloppicus topicus.
no.
The husband said he doesn't know if he can stay and work things out with her after all this, but they also have 2 small children, and he doesn't want to break their family. I told him I understand and that my fiance and I would be there for him if he needs anything. He is also still invited to the wedding, and I think that's it. And I just do want to point out that, like, I don't know if we should just believe some idiot, like, college roommate. Now, okay, I don't know if this guy's an idiot, but, like, if you were hired by your college buddy's older sister to be a dancer, a really great way to bother him would be like, yeah, I hooked up with your sister, dude.
Right. I think it's very possible that he did lie about that.
But it's, you know,
It's also possible that he didn't.
it's also possible he didn't. But it sounds like trademark, like, guys, shut up, dude. Shut up, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
It was kind of a long story. Sorry about that. My fiance and I are as good as always, and the wedding is still scheduled for late January, so everything's good. I blocked Jenny, a.k.a. I lost Jenny's number. Or no, wait, how does that? It's the song is Jenny, don't lose that number? With Jenny, I lost your number. Boom. Okay. And the others I also blocked, and I don't really care to ask for explanations or their side of the story. I also wanted to thank all of you because at the time I really started questioning my decision, but in the end I saved my relationship and lost some extra weight, however much your old friends weighed.
Oh, yeah.
And that is the end of that story.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's good. That's a good one. Good one, guys. Good one, team. Good job. We did it. Carved Marmalade says it could be why they were there, so Jenny could be icky. Yeah, I feel like if
You
you
know?
are spotting your younger brother's roommates to go spicy dance and take off their clothes to music, I feel like there's not like the best intentions behind your brain.
Yeah, you're a
In your
little
mind?
creepy. You're a little creepy.
Yeah.
But that is the end of that story. And we got another one coming right down the pipeline.
Everyone loves my girlfriend except my one friend.
Ask them why.
I, 29, became really interested in someone, 32 female. I know some of her mannerisms and habits could be seen as quirky, but my entire friend group really likes her and is actively telling me not to mess this up. All except one friend's partner, who is relatively new as well. By the way, this comes from Blue Hallucinations, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/okstorytime subreddit. I'm Sophia.
I'm Angie.
I'm Carly.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we do. So let us know what you would do in the comments. And OP says, backstory. I met Milena, fake name, MK reference, 6 months ago. She used to frequent a game store and park I take my nephew to. Thought she was cute and approached her. We talked a little, and I guess I thought she was just being nice. But every time we would randomly bump into each other, she would bring something for my nephew. My nephew has autism and a few other disorders that make life a little hard for him. While I know it's not everyone, his meltdowns are disastrous when he gets overwhelmed. I try to get him out as much as possible and still find safe places for when he needs a break. My nephew adores her. I thought it was the gifts. I was tempted to say something about it, as it was fairly early after meeting, but it's because she carries a pink bunny, the safety bunny, and a cape to turn invisible, and a paper bag with stickers on it called the Never Popping Happy Balloon for breathing. Things he is attracted to at the game shop, I learned 2 months in, came from her, so that everyone could feel safe. I later learned the tents were her idea, too. After 3 months of texting and meeting, I took her out on a date. When she put her card down first as the meal started, I thought she wasn't interested until she ordered. I've never seen such a tiny girl put so much food away. I already thought she was great with my nephew. I think that's when I fully fell in love. I never understand the, like, oh my goodness, she eats?
Where'd all that food go?
Oh my gosh, women
Yeah.
eat food? Oh, wow. I always laugh at that. She admitted she didn't want me to feel obligated to pay for her just because she has a diet she follows to keep her weight up. She's very thin, so I don't know. She wanted our first date to be pressure-free. It was. I wasn't worried about impressing her or knowing wines. We ate, she ordered the booze, and we shared that too. It was like being with someone you're already dating, and I lost track of time. When the date ended, she gave me a tablet for my nephew loaded with a ton of interactive, soothing, quiet time games. I didn't ask why. Her response was, "It's already hard out here. Do you know how many people would have left your nephew at home to avoid risking a meltdown or a panic attack? Sometimes it's hard, but he's trying and you're trying. Thank you for trying." Hold on. Did she like gift you guys a tablet? Or is this just like she had a tablet on hand and was like, here? Also, did you bring your nephew with you on the date? Because it seems like from that last sentence that you brought your nephew on the date.
Yeah, I feel like we don't want to gift bomb these kids.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I understand, like, if you're related to them, you're wanting to spoil them as their grandma or whatever and, like, gift them stuff. It's like, okay, sure, whatever.
Yeah.
But also, it's like,
Stranger?
it feels like that's your method of trying to get them to like you, which is not a good.
Yeah.
We don't.
Like, so far you've
don't
just
like that
paid
that
for
much.
everything. I didn't think I could literally want to marry someone this bad. I had to fight hard not to cry, though I lost it when I got to my car. By month 5, I was learning more about her health issues, and she started withdrawing because she didn't want me feeling like I needed to stay. Too late. Our morning texts are routine. She's gothic, creepy. Animals are drawn and attached to her like a Disney princess. Sings like one too, and empathetic. So I had her meet my friends.
She's just goth Snow White.
She's gothic, creepy.
I think creepy in a good way.
She sounds cool.
I guess so. These are weird descriptors to me. Creepy?
She's like creepy, but like in a hot way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
It's like, what?
She's creepy
What's
and
she
like,
doing over
wow, I
there?
should really get to know her.
Just mysterious.
OP's friends loved her. She was respectful, but so shy they were mad at me and told me not to mess it up. It made her loosen up. Backstory over. Here's the issue. By the end of 4 months, I decided I really wanted to make things 100% official with Milena. We didn't want to rush into it in case life got in the way. I brought it up with my 2 best friends who are dating. Good on them. They work well together. Megan and Alan. Megan is over the moon. Over the last 2 to 4 months, Milena has helped her and Alan with their new kitten. She taught them bunting and helped them set up a cat apartment. She went with me and Alan to our weekend basketball game and was the loudest cheerer. It was hilarious and awesome. I invited the rest of our group over as dating Milena means she'll be around more. And I wanted to make sure everyone was cool with the changing dynamic and if there was anything that bothered anyone about Milena. By month 3, we were hanging out more together and group outings started at the end of the month 3 and more mid-month 4. I know she can be a bit quirky and she may make someone mad by just smiling. No joke. I saw it happen. It was weird. People suck. The problem is another couple in our group, Andy and Cynthia. Not so much Andy, but Cynthia. She had a lot of issues with Milena. Milena carries Megan's kittens everywhere. Megan asked her to. Milena was so excited she got a cat hoodie. It's purple. The cat's name is Amethyst. Milena meows at the cat when it's in another room. That stops the kitten from howling. The kitten comes out and just chills. Milena is short and Megan's chairs are really tall. Milena likes being on the floor with the kitten. Both women are happy. This is a big one. Milena doesn't cover her periods. She won't cover the pad or the used tissues. She'll flush and wipe and all and shower. She just doesn't roll toilet paper over pads and used tissues. She bleeds 2 to 3 times a month. What?
She's got something.
She had a lot of medical issues.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Okay, that makes sense. That's a lot to waste. I don't have an issue with it. I grew up with sisters and female cousins. They're normal. I'm happy she doesn't waste toilet paper covering what I already know she has. Megan started doing it, and Alan didn't have an issue. He said Megan is 100% happier during that time of the month. She doesn't feel as gross. He doesn't spend as much on toilet paper. She cuddles with him more because, in his words, she said she can be herself and not feel like she's turning me off. I don't care. I'm happy to save money, and I'm happy she's happy. It's stupid. It's not like I don't know she bleeds every month. While others in our group don't really care either way, so long as they don't have to touch it. Cynthia is the only one making a stink about it. Melina's gifts. This is a separate point. Melina will buy things for us, our friends or families. If our families come over and see something they like and use and it's hers, she asks them to let her wash it up and they can take it with them. They always ask if she's sure, and she shows them a shopping list. She said every time something breaks or someone sees value in something she has that she may want to replace, she will award herself a replacement. That usually means the Goodwill, since they have a site now. Everyone is happy at the end. This is another point. Melina's tea time, where she listens to your problems in a pretend therapist office with a beverage and a snack, complete with a notepad and couches. None of these are like bad, but this one is just like, I don't even know how I feel about this one. She just kind of does everything.
She's a Disney princess.
I feel like this is Barbie.
This is Barbie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is Barbie. She has all of the Barbie jobs.
All of the jobs.
She's probably
and
also
the
an
best at
astronaut.
them. Oh, yeah.
It's hilarious. Everyone wants a turn, even me. Sometimes we make up fake problems just to hear her go, and how does that make you feel? Next point, Melina's schmexy eyes. Cynthia claims Melina looks at Andy and all the other guys in our group with flirty eyes. First, Melina is slowly going blind. She squints a lot.
Oh my God. That's hilarious.
She's like, Cynthia's like, she keeps flirting. She keeps
Yeah,
winking at my
like,
my
I can't
boyfriend.
see.
She's like, I actually I didn't know that I was looking at him. Sorry.
Couldn't tell that was him. He was a blur. Sorry. My bad.
I know this and I don't care. I'm really attracted to her. I'm in love. It was Megan who told me Melina was giving me I love you eyes. We had our first kiss, that hangout, and I was more nervous than her, I think. Her eyes looked huge, though, like a cat. She spends a lot of time with animals, so I think that's what that is. Not being able to touch Melina's hair. Next point. Melina shared with Megan that there is an issue with anyone touching her hair. She doesn't like it. I don't like touching hair, so it never came up. By the end of the 4th month, she let Megan braid her hair. Not a lot, but the ones the queens in the movies wear. I thought it looked nice. She kept it in for days and let Megan take them out. She looked happy both times, and I was happy. Cynthia thinks Melina is on substances. Her pupils are always dilated at some point during the day. Maybe that's because she's going blind.
Yeah. I think Cynthia's just got some sort of problem.
Yeah. The lawyer princess says, why do I feel like this is an ableism issue? Because it feels like everything that Cynthia does or has to do because of various different medical needs, Cynthia's like,
yeah, Cynthia's just like, everything in here has an explanation, and Cynthia's like, well, it must be something bad, and then it's not. It's just let her be, dude. Let her be.
I don't know what the issue is with Melina's eyes myself. Her behavior never changes. I don't think she's on substances. On the one camp out we had, Cynthia claimed she heard Melina being high and inappropriate. Sorry, you heard her being high?
Are you the one that's high?
Yeah, how did you hear her being high?
Come on.
At that time, Melina had fallen asleep before us. The inappropriate sounds were very soft meowing sounds in her sleep that Cynthia described as moans. She meows in her sleep?
That's really funny. She's just like, I thought I was just talking to Megan's cat.
I think she might be a cat, guys.
I think
on
I think
all
you're
levels
dating a
except for
cat.
physical.
She is a cat.
She is a cat.
I have a friend who no, when she sleeps, she'll go like literally.
No way.
Literally. And I
No
remember I was
way.
sleeping next to her because we were like we were traveling, and I like woke up and I heard and I was like,
That's
no
crazy.
joke. No
That
joke.
is crazy. She's
know.
just a cartoon.
Literally.
That's hilarious.
It was so funny. That she doesn't respect boundaries, that she acts like everyone's partner instead of a friend, and that she thinks Melina is just using me for money. So she's shelling out now. I'm sorry, Cynthia said, well, she's just a gold digger. That's why she's paying for everything.
I think Cynthia's just got a little crush on either OP and or Melina.
Yeah, I think so. I think she's big jealous.
Big jealous. Somehow.
Big time jealous. Melina purposely doesn't wear pants when we visit our Muslim friend, as his family doesn't allow women to wear pants. Melina also wears a hijab when we visit and sits with the women. Melina literally runs her outfit by our black friend when we visit church with her and her family. She brings donation money, snacks, and she always mentions how my friend and her family are the reason she's here and so well fed. They love it. It's like we discovered a pocket fairy. Melina can't have spicy foods due to medical problems, but will have seconds of our Korean friend's mom's food, which is painfully spicy. His parents aren't bothered by the fact that she isn't Korean. They're upset she's not dating him. She takes off her shoes, she brings gifts. It may seem like I'm biased, but I read a lot of stories where people love each other except for this or that issue. I feel I won the jackpot. The fact that she takes things slow lets me know she's not a serial dater. By our 3rd month, her phone rang while she was playing with the kitten, and she asked me to tell her who it was. She asked me to reply to the text from her sister for her. If she's up to anything, it's not obvious. She's very open. I told Cynthia that she's probably not comfortable because she herself is new, but we like Melina and we like her too. They're just 2 very different people, and that's okay. She fired back with, "It's not okay," that Melina makes pepper sauce for Andy that his grandma used to make, that she's overstepping. That it's not okay that she makes Alan's favorite pound cake or Layla's lamb curry, that Melina is obsessed. I lost my temper and shouted. I think that makes me the a-hole. I told Cynthia that just because the world doesn't revolve around her and someone actually wants to be selfless doesn't mean they're being weird or overstepping. That everyone has a mouth and can voice their opinion, and no one has. Andy didn't say anything. He likes the pepper sauce and the tea cakes. He shares with us too and talks about missing his mom. She's in another country. I guess Melina acts like a mom sometimes, but it's not overdone. She just makes people happy when she's around. If I never would have taken the chance to talk to her, I don't think my confidence, happiness, and my world would have changed for the better. Am I the a-hole for not stopping it? And that is where we'll pause for a moment. There is an edit, but do you have any thoughts?
Yeah, I think Cynthia just needs to whoa, back down. Whoa, Cynthia. What's your freaking deal? Like, it really is just so obvious that it's not actually about Melina. Like, it's totally jealousy. Cynthia's just not as good of a person and doesn't understand how to be a good person like Melina is. She just don't get it. So she's trying to be like, but it's not that good. Actually, it's bad that she's doing that.
Yeah.
It's like, girl, come on.
No, she's trying to make stuff up about why you shouldn't like Melina. And I think at this point you just say, hey, thanks for telling me your opinion. But, at this point, staying with Melina. So please don't continue to say stuff like this.
Such a trap.
Yeah.
Such a trap, Cynthia.
Because she can say it now, but you can also say, I actually don't want to hear this anymore because I'm not changing my mind about Melina. But there is an edit. It's 1:23 a.m. and I will be texting everyone for a meeting later without Cynthia, as no one is really talking about the situation. It's not like the post where everyone is forcing me to apologize. I just feel bad for yelling at Cynthia when she wasn't yelling. By the way, I'd feel bad if you guys didn't listen to full episodes of stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up Storytime. There is a little bit left to this story. Any last thoughts?
No, we said what we needed to.
We said what we said.
Let's hear it.
I did feel she was attacking Melina. In my mind, I got lucky. I got a girl who can handle special needs kids, who, after my sister did a background check on, feels happy that she can spend time to herself. My brother-in-law passed away in a car accident. Just a lot of background pain and why my friend group is super important. Melina happily babysits. Never once has she complained about my sister dropping him off last minute. She likes video games, animals, loves fantasy and dressing up. She can cook and bake. It took 6 months for us to be an official exclusive couple. This was a slow process and I don't want to ruin it or have her think she's doing something wrong. I also know that for some people, certain things are tied to certain behaviors. So I wanted to be transparent. Sorry for the long post. And that is the end of that story. But we've got another one.
My best friend regretted being with my ex.
I wonder why.
And trigger warning, there is substance use in this story. For some background, I have known, we'll call her B, since we were 11 years old. We are currently 26 years old. I am 5 days older than her. Wow. We met in 6th grade and were instantly best friends. By the way, this is a username, 888, from our OKstorytime subreddit. This is directly from our r/OKstorytime subreddit. And if you want your own stories to be read, go on over to that subreddit and submit your own stories. But I'm Angie.
I'm Sophia.
I'm Carly.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We just know what we would do in this situation. So let us know what you would do in the comments. So OP says, she ended up moving schools after 7th grade, but we still kept in contact. We were the kind of friends where we could not speak for a year and then pick up right where we left off, and we're still closer than ever. Always called on each other's birthdays, XYZ. When we were around 16, she got kicked out, and I let her stay at my house with her boyfriend. My mom was out of the picture, and my stepdad let me do whatever I wanted. A few years later, when I was homeless and had nothing at 18, she was there for me and let me sleep in her car. We had each other's backs through everything and would be there at the drop of a hat if the other needed help. Over the next several years, we were seeing each other pretty regularly. We were all using substances and shared the same circle. I've been clean for 5 years now. In 2018, when B and I were 19, I got together with my ex, we'll call him Harold, who was also 19. B and I had both known Harold for 2 years before this. Harold and I had been really close friends, and I knew that he thought B was cute, which is relevant to the story. B, Harold, and I hung out all the time during the later parts of 2020 and into 2021. Harold and B even hung out by themselves when I was at work towards the end. I completely trusted B with my whole heart and never knew that she would do what she did to me.
What did she do?
I believe that Harold and I were soulmates. I've never loved anyone the way I loved him, but it was not the right time. He had a lot of things he needed to work through and heal from. In 2018, about 5 months before we got together, his best friend passed away right in front of him. Oh my gosh. That gave him a lot of issues. He developed schizophrenia. Whoa. His substance use was out of control, which made everything worse. I loved him so much and wanted us to have a normal life. I got clean, got my job back, and tried to help us out of the situation, but it got to a point that I could not handle the heartache anymore. So I moved out and lived with my dad. 2 days later, Harold broke up with me. When this happened, I texted B and told her what happened and that I was going to need her now more than ever. Despite how toxic Harold and I's relationship was, I wanted it to work so badly. The substance use was the only thing holding us back, really. I was devastated. Now, B had been with us constantly for like the last year and saw firsthand all the things I went through with Harold.
And she was like, yeah, that's the guy for me.
Ah, what a great guy Harold is.
Emotionally
for you.
unavailable, that's the guy for me.
But after Harold and I broke up, I drove to his house to get my things, and B was there. I thought it odd, but they can be friends. I'm not going to dictate that. After I got my things, I was sitting in my car, and B sat with me. She asked, if he gets clean, would you give him another chance? I said no, that any kind of future relationship would be tainted by all this history. In hindsight, she wanted to make sure the playing field was clear.
She's like, if these circumstances were met, would you date him? Would you go back?
Yeah.
I'm just wondering.
Right.
For no reason.
So if you wouldn't go back, then like he's
like,
single.
he's available?
He can date like anyone.
Yeah.
Right?
Like, you wouldn't care if he was dating someone or any.
Like you would want him to like be happy, right?
And you'd probably prefer that he was dating someone that you know.
Right. About a week later, I had been struggling to get more than one short text message from her here and there. Finally, she texted me to let me know that she and Harold had been seeing each other and how she was so sorry and hoped that we could still be friends. I was livid. How could she do that to me? After I told her I needed her, after she watched me struggle, I was blindsided because I never expected her to go for him. She knew I loved him so much and wanted it to work. I knew he would pursue her. He was very promiscuous and they were hanging out all the time without me. I called her out. I knew they had been sleeping together behind my back.
Dang. Wait, so this is post breakup,
I believe so.
but
yeah.
OP is still friends with B at this time.
Yeah, it's still like girl code. It's not cheating, but it's girl code.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Never break girl code.
Come on, people.
Girl code 101. Never break it.
Don't break it. I noticed a change in her behavior in the weeks leading up to Harold and I's breakup, but I didn't put it together until she told me that they were seeing each other. They would hang out all day when I was at work, and then I would get home, and B would leave 30 minutes later saying, I was just hanging around waiting for you to get home so I could say hi. That was out of character for her. Normally, she would hang out and stay the night for days. Why was she suddenly leaving early every single day? Sometimes not even staying until I got home because she just had to go. I know her. She didn't have anything going on in her life. She was just guilty. I told her that I never wanted to speak to her again and that I could not believe she would ever do such a thing to me. I did use some choice words and was pretty mean, which wasn't okay regardless of how effed up this was, but I blocked her on everything. I met someone new, got married, and had a baby.
A baby?
About 14 months after going no contact in mid-2022, B got a hold of my mother asking for my number because she had to talk to me. My mom called me to tell me that she was inquiring about me. I told my mom to give her my number because I was curious what she even wanted. B sent me a message apologizing for being a bad friend and that she was so lost without me. She said I was the best friend I ever had and that she didn't know why she ever did what she did.
Too bad you did it.
You did it, girl.
You did it. Yeah, I don't know why you did it, but you did.
Yeah. She told me she was unhappy with Harold and that mistreatment was going on. Their substance use was worse than ever, and she was afraid for their lives. I told her that I didn't know if I could forgive her, but I said that I would talk to her and maybe we could eventually make amends because I miss her friendship.
It's just crazy. Well,
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, it's just crazy to me for her to see every problem in your guys' relationship and also probably have you detail what was going on
Yeah.
and talk about it and say, I left him because of the substance issues and this and
Right.
stuff. And then be surprised that that happened with her.
Yeah, it's like, well, I mean, I don't really know why you're coming to me for help when,
Yeah.
when you do that, you kind of erase the friendship. And we thought it was post-breakup, but then immediately after, there was a sentence that said they had been, hanging out more in the few weeks leading up to the breakup, but we don't technically know if that means there was
maybe
cheating.
a little bit of emotional cheating, perhaps.
At the very least.
least.
But with how she's saying it and how she is so betrayed by this, I'm kind of assuming that some of the spicy relations were overlapping with her relationship with Harold. Potentially. But we also have full episodes of stories just like this one on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, or whatever your favorite podcast app is. Just search OK Storytime and you're going to find it all. And we have a little bit more to this story. So, well, B and Harold would be on and off, and she couldn't stay away from him. In 2023, she went to rehab in California and got stranded there. In the fall of 2023, Harold's stepmother reached out to me to apologize for the way she treated me and told me that she had since learned that Harold is the toxic one.
She's like, I am realizing it took me a minute,
Yeah.
but I'm on this. We're on the same page now.
We're on the same page. My bad. My
So
thumbs up.
sorry. Yeah, you were right.
She told me Harold and B were living in her house. When I learned this, I messaged B. I told her that I was through. She said she wanted to fix our friendship, but then would ignore me all the time and lie, saying that she and Harold were done for good. Come to find out, she's living with him. I told her that that was it. We couldn't fix our friendship, and that's the last thing I ever said to her. She never even answered. It's been 5 years since the start of all this, and B and Harold are still together. But I have a family, and my life was saved, so I guess I'm the real winner. I'm sorry if the story is all over the place.
I mean,
And
yeah,
that's
you're
the end of it.
definitely the winner.
Totally.
Like, you got out of that relationship
Yeah.
and now seem to be in a much better place, whereas B is in the place that you were when you were dating Harold,
Yeah.
which didn't seem positive. She lost your friendship. She lost, a peaceful life, as it seems.
Yeah.
You definitely won this.
It's just kind of stupid to look for help in the hands of someone that you screwed over so
By screwing the ex.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you guys were friends. Yeah, you are in a tough time right now, but girl, look at what you did. This is not someone that you can go to for help anymore.
No.
You just can't. But that's the end of that story. We've got another one coming up.
My friend ditched my wedding after accepting responsibilities.
Well, you can't quit after you just got the job.
I, 29 female, have been in no contact with one of my 28 female bridesmaids ever since the wedding day. By the way, this comes from Prize Cheesecake 6416, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKstorytime subreddit. I'm Sophia,
I'm Angie.
I'm Carly.
and we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we'd do. So let us know what you would do in the comments. And OP says, I met my bridesmaid, we will call her Kathy, through my friend and ex-coworker. Ever since hanging out, our vibes just clicked. We always had a good time together, and I genuinely thought she was cool and fun. She lives in another state and would come visit for our birthdays for the previous 2 years, and I thought that was so sweet of her to put in the effort for our friendship. When she was not visiting, we would stay in touch through social media, keep each other updated, and even have phone calls from time to time. Kathy recently got married after 6 months of meeting a guy. It was an arranged marriage. Me and my coworker and friend thought it was too soon, but we didn't say anything. Whenever we asked how he was and how she was, she would say she was genuinely happy. And that was all that was important for us, that she was happy. 2 years ago, on one of her visits, I made her waffles. I usually bake and cook for my friends, and she made a comment that when I get married, she would make a speech and tell everyone that I make the best waffles. I told her I would hold her up to it, and she agreed. Fast forward to June 2025. My boyfriend of 1 year proposed.
Ooh.
I wanted to have a small, intimate wedding with 45 guests in 2 months, and I asked her to be my bridesmaid. She said yes. She asked if there was anything she could help with, even though she was far away. I said it was okay, and I already had vendors, decor, budget, and dress sorted out, but I would need help the night before with prepping the venue. Since she is outspoken and cheerful, I asked if she could MC along with the best man. She agreed and said she would do it. I asked her if she could do the speech she promised 2 years ago. She said her perspective on marriage was not the greatest at the moment, and she did not want it to rub off on me, so she could not. What? Just write something that is not depressing, I guess.
Right. That's all.
I don't
I
know.
don't know.
I feel like you don't have to be like, marriage is stupid and I'd never do it, but I guess it's good that you're getting married, OP. I
Right.
feel like we could avoid doing that.
I agree.
I was sad, but there was no point forcing someone to make a speech. She arrived the day before, and me, my friend, and coworker Kathy, the groomsmen, and my family all started decorating around 9 p.m. I had to work until 6 p.m. that day. I was concerned with how her relationship was doing after her response last time, so I pulled her aside and talked to her about it again. She said it was nothing and that she was happy, but it was just hard adjusting to living with someone. All throughout decorating, the day before my wedding, she kept making negative comments about getting married, like, say goodbye to freedom, or marriage takes away a girl's spark for life, and many more. Girl, get a grip!
Who invited this guy?
OP's like standing behind, like Debbie Downer, and she's standing behind OP going,
Yeah.
most marriages end in divorce.
Right.
Womp womp.
Exactly. That's exactly what this is.
My fiance actually got concerned and said she sounded like she was really not happy in her marriage. I thought she had been divorced. She's currently in a marriage?
She's just looking for divorce.
He also said it was not the time to be saying things like that when her friend, me, was excited to get married the next day. Around 1 a.m., all the tables were set up, and we just had to put up a bit more decorations on the ceiling. She said she had to go home as she had been up since 3 a.m. for the flight. I really wanted to go home as well, but I had to finish. And her going home meant my maid of honor, my friend and ex-coworker, had to drive her since she did not have a car, meaning we would lose 2 sets of helping hands. I thought it was understandable, and I would rather her rest so she could MC comfortably the next day. I slept at 6 a.m. after decorating and had to wake up at 9 a.m. On the day of the wedding, I gave her the "Will you be my bridesmaid" gift, as I was not able to give it to her earlier since she was not here. She just said, "Oh, am I the only one who got this?" And I said, "No, all the other bridesmaids got it too." She just put it aside without a thank you. We were having a break while getting our hair and makeup done, so I thought she was just busy and forgot to say thank you. Mid getting ready, she showed me a message from her husband saying they should eat dinner with her relatives the night of the wedding. I said you should tell him no, as you have come here for my wedding, not to have dinner with them, and you'll be emceeing, so I need you. They just saw these relatives a week before, so it wasn't like they had not seen each other in a long time. And she had a responsibility. Yeah, he's like, you're one of my bridesmaids, so you're gonna have to be here.
Right.
Actually.
I told you to save the date, dude. You can't just like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, okay, I'll just like go eat with you guys.
Yeah, like I'll be there
Sure.
during the day, and then like
Yeah.
at 6, I'll probably leave for dinner. And OP's like,
Hello.
she said she would try, but there was nothing she could do if her husband really wanted to. What do you mean there's nothing you can do? You don't even like your husband. You keep saying you don't like this guy, and now you're saying, oh, I have to get dinner with his parents if he asks me to.
This is the lack of freedom she was talking about.
Guess so. I thought that was such a douche move of her husband, knowing her friend was getting married and she had responsibilities or would want to spend time with us. After the ceremony, she came up to me and said, I think you know what I'm gonna say. I did not want it to ruin the day, so I just said goodbye and thank you. But deep inside, I felt really bad that she left the best man by himself with the MC role. She stepped down from her role without even letting me know. And even though her husband said that, she was not going to celebrate with me and she did not choose me. By the way, you can choose us. If you listen to full episodes with stories just like this, just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime. There is a little bit left to this story. Any final thoughts?
A boo. Boo.
A
dyslexic. A
boo.
boo.
Yeah.
How does she know her again? Isn't she like...
It's like a coworker's friend that she met and like got along with really well and kind of became friends with.
Cool. Well, good thing about friends is that you can become friends with them and you could not become
Unbecome friends with them.
Unbecome.
Let's just drop this person because she is not a good friend.
Not at all.
Not at all. But there is a little bit left to the story. It has been 2 months and she just messaged me now saying, sorry girl, and she has not paid her part for hair and makeup yet. The apology feels very insincere and I am still a little hurt by what she and her husband did. I saw photos of them posing at the ceremony and their table. They were all lovey-dovey, but he was saying they had to go soon so they would not be late for dinner. Am I the a-hole for not replying to her and thinking of ending the friendship because I feel like I do not really mean much to her? You would not be the a-hole for that.
Yeah.
Not at all, because you don't mean much to her, clearly, by her actions.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's the end of that story, and we've got some comments from the video. My mother-in-law ruined my wedding, and this was posted October 25th, 2025. TLDR, OP's future mother-in-law spirals before the wedding, sending a creepy I left him first shirt, I remember this one, crossing boundaries, wearing white, and constantly playing the victim. She causes scenes during the wedding weekend and tries to steal attention, forcing OP and her husband to set firm boundaries after the honeymoon. If you're curious to know the full story, you can go watch the full video. And we've got some comments.
Yeah, comment 1 by TMS6582. Mother-in-law in first story is mildly annoying, but I also feel like bride went out of the way to make her not feel included. She told her she could go dress shopping, then didn't take her without saying anything. I'm really curious what financial issues caused the divorce that led father-in-law to a happy, secure marriage and mother-in-law to a financially precarious place.
I don't remember all of those details from that story, but
I don't either.
Perspective.
We'd have to watch the video again.
Yeah.
Comment 2 by Kaylee Gustavinson, 1176. OP in first story is a raging red flag, literally doing things to cause issues, and now already thinking about restricting her from your future kids. Mother-in-law had her annoying faults as well, but OP's on another level.
Interesting. I think I remember that story, but I do not remember OP being that bad.
Nor do I.
That's crazy.
I don't remember OP being that bad, but
Yeah.
also I don't remember that story fully.
I remember the mother-in-law being annoying and being weird and stuff.
Yeah.
But like,
I wonder what OP did.
yeah, what?
And comment 3 by Kat Angeline. I'll probably get jumped on in the comments, but I feel like all these things that mother-in-law has done are being blown out of proportion. I might be wrong, but it feels like the wife is just looking for things to be upset about at this point, and none of the things she is upset about, with maybe the exception of the dress, have been big things. Mother-in-law could have done so much worse. I personally wouldn't have let any of this stuff bother me, especially since I know that the mother-in-law is emotionally hurting right now. I feel bad for her and wish that the fiance would have tried to make mother-in-law feel better instead of just getting annoyed at everything.
Interesting. I really need to watch
I need
that
to
video
rewatch
again.
this video. And
Yeah.
so should you. Or
So
watch it
should
for the
you.
first time.
Yeah, let us know what you guys think, or if you guys remember it and you're
Yeah.
in the chat right now, let us know, because I truly don't remember it like that. I remember being on OP's side,
Yeah, me
but
too.
you know.
But that's the end of those comments and the end of that episode.
Yep.
So if you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you.
And see you tomorrow. Hey, don't leave yet. We've got some stories that we think you might enjoy. So stay tuned for the next one.
My husband is furious that I went on a date with another guy, but we agreed to an open marriage.
I don't know who to be mad at yet.
I, 30 female, come from a family with lots and lots of divorces and messy breakups. However, as a little girl, I grew up with a loving mom, dad, and baby sister. I think your term is nuclear family. By the way, this comes from Creative Sky 1049 on the r/okstorytime subreddit. So when I turned 15, my mom had an affair with another man and was in love with the feeling of being in love.
Oof, in love with being in love is rough.
Yeah,
That's pretty rough.
that's just being addicted to the beginning parts of a relationship.
What
So
a thrill.
she left my dad, and I was dumbstruck. I didn't believe in love anymore, and with all the crap that happened after, I had a hard time seeing myself in a relationship.
Fair enough.
Nonetheless, I dated and found that a semi-open relationship worked best for me. This will be important later on. Now to the real story of me being an a-hole. I met my now ex-husband when I was 19. He was 29. I was attracted to him in his stability, morals, personality, and work ethic. He wasn't a supermodel by looks, but I saw him as a good man and liked him a lot. As we got more serious, I had a talk with him and told him about my take on relationships. He was okay with it.
Okay.
We would respect each other, tell each other everything, and the other could always say no to a potential date outside our relationship. And everything was fine. We soon moved in together at his place, and as we grew closer, we started talking about having a family. I eventually got pregnant after 1.5 years, and we had the talk, I guess, about the family growing.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to change our relationship, and he, again, was okay with that. Everything was fine.
Okay, so his seal of approval is firmly stamped.
It's stamped each time.
Onto this
Ba-boom,
arrangement.
ba-boom. When my bump started to show, he started withdrawing himself. He didn't want to touch me. He wasn't interested in spending time with me, and he stopped complimenting me. I had a lot going on in my pregnancy, so I shrugged it off as him not wanting to hurt me. Now, for context, I've always been slim, fit, small, boobied, and had a wide hips.
Out of all the ways you could have done that, you chose easily
the worst
the
route.
most immature way to do it.
What should I say?
Small boobied.
Sorry, small milkers.
Yeah, well, actually,
whoa,
there you
no,
go. You
no, it's
topped
getting
it off.
All right, sorry.
Small chested?
Small bazonkas.
Oh,
No,
you're 3 for
Samuel.
3, actually.
Samuel, you're
Let's
like
go.
shooting yourself in the foot here.
All right, anyway.
Uh,
And had wide hips. I gained a lot of weight due to diabetes in my pregnancy. In my country, it's called GDM. And I, however, lost most of the weight gained in the first year of motherhood. My sister got bazonka.
yeah, hell yeah. That actually that's appropriate. When you're talking about implants, you call them bazongas.
Well, I was pregnant, and I was happy for her. I see you. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. She always wanted it, and I supported her. This will matter later in the story. No! As I lost extra weight and eventually started bazonga eating.
No, not the right use of bazonga. You don't use it when it's about breastfeeding.
Okay.
You just
Awooga
say
feeding.
breastfeeding, not awooga feeding. Just say it. Say it with me. Ready?
Like the cartoon. Ba-dum, ba-dum. Ooh.
Awooga, awooga.
Read the story.
I lost a lot of my temporary volume in my bazonga area.
That one just said chest. Oh,
I'm literally dealing with children right now.
bazonga.
I never had big
Sheldon.
basketballs before, so I didn't think anything of it.
Did big basketballs now?
My partner and father of my baby boy, however, noticed, and instead of saying something indirect to me, he now started commenting on my sister's implants and other women's bazungas and looking
I like how you flipped up the vowels there too. Bazungas. Like
And
bazoon
looking-
tight.
And looking into the cost of such an operation, I never wanted implants. Mind you, he still didn't spend time with me, touched me, complimented me, or did anything to make me feel loved or special. I talked to him about it, and he didn't want to change it. He felt that he couldn't be attracted to me since my pregnancy.
Boo this man.
Then,
Boo.
a few
Buzonga.
years later, he popped the question. It was awkward, but that's another story. I said yes because even though we had problems, I loved him and I wanted to make things work. We then again had the talk, and we both agreed that we didn't want to change anything. He changed after this, though.
Oh, but you just had the talk where you weren't going to change.
Well, no. He got more attentive and loving.
Oh.
He started complimenting me
Oh.
and suddenly wanted to have another baby.
Okay.
I was
Oh.
thrilled. We got married, and the next summer we had a big, fancy celebration. Not my choice. He wanted that big, fancy wedding. Everything seemed perfect, though. After a month of being married, he goes back to his old ways and starts ignoring me. And worst of all, he ignores his son.
What?
He needs time off.
What is this guy? Who is this guy? What's going on
Ignores
here?
our own son. Throughout our whole relationship, we've been able to chat and flirt with others without worry. If one of us wanted to go on a date with someone, we should consult each other first. I've never felt the need to go on a date, so I've just flirted with others. My husband read most of the chats and was okay with it. He even liked it.
Oh, wow.
I've never read his and didn't care to. I don't know if there was anyone else or not. I just trusted him. When he started ignoring me and my son, I felt depressed, and I felt I was no longer happy in my life. Of course you would. I tried to talk to my husband about it, but he didn't care. If I wanted attention, I could find it elsewhere or get implants like my sister. So basically her only option is she's like, either I can go on dates or I can get some like Tata increase.
Get some
What kind of
Bazingas.
ultimatum is that?
Bazingas.
It's like, oh yeah.
It's just like a weird, gross thing to lay on someone to be like, you have to do this
That's
or I
terrible.
just don't see myself being with you. It's like,
Nicole H says, if he wants implants so much, he can get his own.
yeah, good idea. Is that why he wanted to get back? Like he like wanted her to have another baby
I think
because he wanted to like he wanted to test
he
drive
wanted
the
the
bigger
fun bags.
bazingas again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Simultaneously, I, now 25, wow, like she's young,
Uh-huh.
get a new colleague, male 42, who appreciates my input and intellect. We start having friendly conversations. He one day compliments me for being such a strong and feminine individual in a man's world. Let's go. I worked in production and had only male colleagues. I felt shy for some reason, but shrugged it off with thank you. After a few months with his new friendship, I started to feel attracted to him.
Uh-oh.
Oh, baby.
Oh,
Oh,
say
baby.
it begins.
I talked to my husband about it, and he okayed it. Just wanted to be kept in the loop. I started to flirt with him. My colleague then asked me on a date. I tell him I have to talk to my husband about it, and he understands completely. That's such a weird.
I got to talk to my husband about this date first. He goes, I completely understand. That's
Weird.
completely reasonable.
Oh, wait. My husband again says, fine. I go on a date, and for the first time in a long time, I feel attractive, sexy, appreciated. He tells me all the right things and compliments me. I feel special again.
Yeah, he tells her, like, your bazingas are just the right size for me.
Let me give a little suckle.
Oh, whoa. Hey, it's too far on the first date, even though I'm in an open marriage. Hey, take it slow. I got to ask my husband if you can do that. Hey, Keon, don't look at me like that. Okay.
So I tell my colleagues that I don't want to ruin our friendship, but can't keep seeing him because he's giving me all the things I miss at home. Because she's worried like he's gonna take over basically the marriage. Like this is gonna be exactly what she wants.
Oh, yeah.
He's very kind and understanding and tells me he's always there for a chat if needed. I thank him and go home to my family. I come home from the date and my husband loses his crap. He didn't want me to go on the date. He was testing me to see if I would actually go.
What?
He continues to insult me and tells me I can only date women from now on since I can't fall in love with a woman.
What?
I don't know if that's true.
That's also not. Is this guy?
Don't know if that's true.
This guy's got the brain of a 12-year-old.
You said you were down with the open marriage. I'm
No.
not sure about that logic since I am bi and therefore attracted to both men and women. Over the next month, he ends up kicking me out of the apartment, filing for divorce, calling all of my family, for suing me for the cost of our son, and asking my sister to take revenge on me by sleeping with him.
No way. All because you went on a date?
Dude, I think he just wanted to sleep with the sister the whole time.
It might be. That's the conspiracy theory now. He
In the
just wanted
following
that
months,
sissy.
He regrets all of this and wants me back,
He wanted the sissy.
saying he felt insecure and replaced since he couldn't find anyone to hook up with outside our marriage. Damn, sorry you don't got it like that,
Yeah,
bro.
dude. Sorry you can't pull like your baddie husband or wife with,
You had it.
Small
You had it. You
bazingas.
had it. You
Small
were so good.
bazingas
with
and
small
wide
small
hips.
hooters.
Hooters. Oh, we haven't used that one. We haven't used that one yet. Hooters.
Yeah.
Good job, Sam.
About getting back together with him. But when I talked to my sister, she called one of our female friends and asked her to tell me something. My husband had taken our son on a play date with my friend and her daughter to ask her if she would move in with him and be a family. When she asked if he was having a brain bleed, he proceeded to ask her to have revenge spicy sleep with him since my sister didn't want to. Mind you, this conversation is happening right next to my son and her daughter.
This guy might be having a brain bleed.
She was as pissed as I am. And if you want to be less pissed with the crap going on in your life, you should join us live every weekday at 3 p.m. PST right here on YouTube's Tap Her Profile.
Tap it. And maybe
There's more to
tap it
discuss.
again, too. Tap it twice.
Yeah, tap it more than this guy is tapping anyone because this man can't get laid for the life of him.
So he accepted the open marriage and then pulled exactly zero
Honeys.
human beings.
Yeah.
Not what honeys, bunnies.
And
No,
funnies.
0 birds, 0 bees.
Yep. Man's
And then he
praying,
was like-
begging on his knees.
And he's like, wife, I need you to have bigger tatas. And
think he's in
also,
the
I want to
position
sleep
to
with
be
your
making
sister.
demands.
And also, like, what? This guy's just trash. Just leave him, I guess. Like that.
Yeah.
Your problem is gonna solve itself when you get this piece of crap dude out of your life.
I don't know why it's taken so long to just want to leave him.
I mean, youngish love.
Youngish
they,
love.
They
Well,
fell in love.
Remember this.
Early.
She was 19. He was 29. Yeah. Yeah. You forgot about that one. Because you guys were so set on bazungas over
But
there.
it's
Yeah.
no 93 and 26.
Yeah, what was it?
The Sarah Ann and
Yeah.
Nicole
Yeah.
coming to a theater near you. That's coming out.
Yeah,
soon.
Anna Nicole Smith coming soon.
But there is more to this update. I never again thought of going back to him, and even though I treat him respectfully for my son's sake, I don't care about him at all. I know that I'm the a-hole in a traditional relationship, but somehow I became the bad guy in this one. So, am I the a-hole? P.S. Today, I am in a great and traditional relationship with the love of my life, the greatest
Good.
stepdad I could wish for, and have found that I love him so deeply that I wouldn't want to share him. However, we agreed upon a closed monogamous relationship from the beginning and have always agreed upon that. And that is where this story ends.
I mean, a lot of people might hate me for this.
What?
I already hate you for you.
Aw.
Thanks, babe. I love you.
Just kidding. I
That's
love
how
Dakota.
we guys. That's how we talk. All
I
right,
talk. I'm
that's
Swedish.
That's how we
I'm
love.
Swedish.
That's our Swedish love, guys. Okay.
Don't worry. We're going to do stuff behind the camera.
But that's where the story ends.
My husband never shows me affection, so I cheated on him.
Only right.
Yeah, the gold standard. It's a long read, and I apologize in advance. However, since I'm Indian and not a lot of people here are, I thought context might help. I, 38 female, was married for 7 years to my college sweetheart, who's also 38. We're both Indian, and divorces are still uncommon here. People believe that you have to, quote, compromise to make a marriage work, even when it's struggling. My
I mean, that is true.
I mean-
Compromises do make marriages work.
yeah, you're not wrong.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
My ex-husband and I were the first in our families to divorce, which made this especially difficult. And by the way, this comes from user WastedPainter67 on the r/OKstorytime subreddit. So, a bit about our relationship and marriage background. We met in college and shared common interests, and were quite progressive in our values. It was an interstate marriage with differences in customs, food, and family culture, but we were deeply in love, and I felt we'd figure it out.
Sounds like a Romeo and Juliet story.
Yeah.
Two star-crossed lovers across
Northern and
lands.
southern India.
Yeah.
That's my guess, at least. I don't know.
Do you know 2 Indian states? I feel like you would.
No,
States?
No? Yeah.
I don't.
There's states in India.
I want to say, no, I don't.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know.
got to fix that. We were very physically intimate in college and
go.
after,
Let's
so I
go.
never expected physical affection to become an issue.
I mean, if you have a long enough relationship, it's going to wane. It's going to wax and wane. But the most
Yeah.
important thing is that you're friends.
Yeah, you got to stay friends.
Yeah.
Things changed drastically after marriage. My husband completely avoided intimacy after the wedding. He didn't want to consummate the marriage. And on our honeymoon and in the months afterward, he avoided all physical closeness.
Dude, something's up. He's cheating.
He's
He's cheating.
He's doing something. I don't know. In our first 3 years, we were intimate only twice. In 3 years?
Were those like 2 times great, though?
They must
Did I
have
make up for it?
It must have lasted a long time. My God.
Or maybe not at all.
Oh.
Like two pumps.
Hey.
Not only did
I
it
wouldn't know.
in our first 3 years, we were intimate only twice, and each time I had to practically beg for it. He would just say, I don't feel like it. When we went to the doctor, there were no health issues, and the doctor even suggested medication to help with his libido. My husband tried it once and then never again, saying that it gave him a headache. He refused to follow up for other solutions. We were living in a joint family with 7 people under one roof, so I thought maybe the lack of privacy was affecting him.
I mean,
That's
7
fair.
people under one roof is a lot.
7 people, you can't bump uglies with 7 people listening.
I don't know. People are bumping uglies in this house, and there's a lot of people in this house.
Anyways,
Wait, what did you mean by that?
What do you mean people are bumping? Like they're
we moved to another city.
Oh, look who's getting all serious now, guys. Isn't that funny? Look at him. I'll be the funny guy now.
We moved to another city and took up jobs there, hoping that a fresh start might change things, but the problem remained, and I continued to feel alone and frustrated. The pressure for a baby. Well, doesn't sound like they're going to have a baby anytime soon. As with most Indian marriages, soon the question about kids began. I brought up our intimacy issues again, and after a lot of back and forth, he agreed to see an infertility doctor.
But you haven't even tried.
Yeah,
It's
that's not. Do
the
they not
issue
know
isn't
how
not
that works?
You're infertile. It's that you haven't bumped uglies enough.
Yeah. He agreed to see an infertility doctor. This was where I learned that with treatments like IUI or IVF, we could try for a child without needing regular intimacy. My husband latched onto this idea. He was willing to have the spicy sleep only when I was ovulating with no other intimacy. I felt extremely torn, but I also wanted to be a mother, and I was emotionally worn out. So I agreed, and I went through several IUI cycles, which I don't know what that means. What is IUI?
Infertility.
Uterus insertion.
Yeah.
Dealing with a bunch of children here, guys. I'll just look it up because the internet's right next to me. You keep reading.
Okay. I agreed and went through several cycles of IUI, which either failed or resulted in miscarriages. Oh,
Damn,
no.
rough.
That's it. The toll on my mental health. Yeah, it would take a toll on anyone's mental health.
It stands for intrauterine insemination.
My self-esteem plummeted. I developed depression, anxiety, and a severe body image complex, feeling like my appearance was somehow the issue. I used to be a confident, healthy person, but with my husband constantly rejecting me, I started to see myself as unattractive. Despite multiple suggestions from doctors, he refused therapy, saying it wasn't real medicine. What a classic big strong man take on therapy when he clearly needs some kind of therapy. I don't know what it is. COVID and isolation with an indifferent partner. In our 6th year, my husband got a job in his hometown, so we moved back and got our own place. When COVID hit, we were stuck in lockdown together, but I felt more isolated than ever. I had checked out emotionally, and we were basically just friendly roommates. Around this time, I grew close to a coworker. We were working on a lot of projects together, and he was a divorced man going through his own struggles. Found a nice little divorced man at work. We started connecting daily through calls and video chats.
Yeah,
This is all long distance because it's COVID. COVID cheat.
I feel like that makes the relationship even better because it's not like hot and bothered necessarily. It's like they're becoming friends first.
Yeah, it's a slow burn.
It's a slow burn.
It's a slow boil. We started connecting daily through calls and video chats, and he genuinely listened and made me feel valued. One thing led to another, and we began a romantic relationship online. I know it's wrong to emotionally and physically cheat, but for the first time in years, I felt truly wanted and loved. We never met in person, but that doesn't change the fact that I was in a relationship outside of my marriage. And normally I'd be like, that's not very cool, but given everything that I've read, I fully support this.
I don't support it still. I think like you should, I don't think it's ever good to lie in general, like unless it's like, for safety reasons. And so I think you should divorce this person first and then pursue this.
But they can't.
Why?
It's like there's like a whole process that they got to go through to do the divorce. Because they're in India.
You have to do a whole process anywhere.
I guess you could
divorce.
But this is also in the middle of COVID. So they can't separate probably.
You can separate.
Given the fact that this dude, you were married for 3 years and you were only intimate twice.
Yeah, no,
this guy doesn't even like you.
So to be clear.
So why should he even care if she's cheating on him? He clearly doesn't even like her.
I think communication is always important. And so I think she should just communicate. It's like, hey, like I'm not getting any intimacy for you. I want to explore other people. See what he says.
And he just goes, no.
Then it's like, I want a divorce.
And he goes, no.
And then you run.
And you can't because the entire country's locked down.
Then you run in place.
You see why I'm supporting this woman? Discovery and fallout. My husband eventually became suspicious and found messages on my phone. He confronted me, gave me an ultimatum to quit my job and stop all contact with my coworker or get a divorce. I chose divorce without hesitation.
Yeah, easy.
As I'd felt trapped and broken in the marriage for years. My husband, who had been indifferent for so long, suddenly became emotional, telling me that he loved me and that I was destroying our marriage.
I think you already destroyed it, buddy.
You destroyed the marriage by not destroying something else more than twice a year. Actually, twice in 3 years, which is insane.
Yeah.
He even convinced friends and family that I was irrational. When I mentioned the lack of physical intimacy and how many times I'd asked him to work on it, people said things like, but he's caring. He never hit you, so why ruin the marriage? Bro, false equivalency.
Yeah.
Being like, I know that you guys are never intimate, but he doesn't hit you.
But I mean, if he is good in other, like he is like a good, is he a good friend? I mean, he wasn't supportive in other ways, right? Besides intimacy.
I think what happened was everything was kind of going well until they got married, and then he did a complete 180.
Yeah,
he stopped caring about her. He stopped showing any kind of affection whatsoever. He stopped being intimate.
Affection. It was like there was no intimacy of any kind.
Right. It was like
not just physical, like emotional.
They're like
intimacy.
weird roommates now.
Yeah.
Like,
which isn't a marriage.
Now 0%.
Yeah.
They also said, you've invested 7 years in this marriage. I mean, it can't be that bad. Or if you had a problem, why didn't you bring it up earlier?
Because you were trying to work on it.
Yeah, because you're trying to fix the marriage, which is what I think everyone wanted them to do anyway.
Yeah.
Guilt and conflicting emotions. I feel conflicted. I did cheat, and I know that hurt my husband. I also know that cheating is bad in any and every scenario. All right, I've really lost any leg I had to stand on. But
she's like, I shouldn't have done this.
Even she was like, I know what I did was wrong. Are you sure about that?
You get the Dakota pass.
Yeah. Are you sure about that? But I also feel that I was denied love, intimacy, and affection for years. I did everything I could to make the marriage work, but I had needs, desires, and basic emotional needs that were all completely neglected. The silent treatment I received every time I raised the issue made me feel small, guilty, and even crazy. I wasn't allowed to talk to my friends or family about it, as he said it would be shameful. I went through invasive IUI and IVF treatments, practically pleading for any kind of intimacy, but my husband wouldn't even try. Societal pressure was humongous. Divorce is looked down upon, and spicy sleep is not discussed openly. Women are supposed to adjust and compromise. I eventually had to take a stand and estrange my family and a lot of well-wishers to push through the divorce and finally break free. By the way, I don't want you to ever break free of joining our live every weekday at 3 p.m. PST. All you got to do is tab our profile. Yes, and we do have a little bit more of this story, but let's discuss. I guess I have some things
Do you have anything to say for yourself?
I
am sorry.
I apologize.
Yeah, to
cheating
everyone
is
that
never,
I've hurt.
Look, here we go. I'm going to formally say that cheating is never okay, right? It's always the wrong thing to do. But out of every situation I've heard so far, that one was like, I mean, he basically pushed you to do it. He basically forced you until there was no other option left for you to find, like, feel like a worthwhile human than to, like, find this affection from another person.
No one forces you to cheat.
Yeah, but, like, she felt so low after this, like, years and years of complete
it's understandable.
Complete neglect.
It's understandable why she did, for sure. Like, it's like I think we can,
and that's where I'll leave that.
I think
it's understandable.
I think we can understand why someone makes a bad decision, but still ensure that we say, like, hey, there wasn't communication here. This is, like, not a good thing. But Dakota, I love cheating.
That's me. I just said it. Look, it's understandable. That's where I will leave it at. It was completely understandable.
And I
that
like
you
it.
did that. I was not shocked
And
at
I
all.
love it. And I love it.
And
Dakota
I personally, I think that he doesn't, he didn't know what he was missing. Anyway. After the divorce, I focused on my mental health, became financially independent, and started working out regularly. I lost 35 kilograms in a healthy way and found a new confidence in myself. My current partner, the coworker, has been my rock, supporting me and helping me rebuild my self-worth.
So they got together. They got booed up.
Sounded like it worked out. Not saying I support cheating, but it sounds like it worked out perfectly for
like
you.
After you cheated, everything kind of fell into place.
Sounds like after you cheated, your whole life got a lot better in this one particular instance.
I just say I support you being with your best partner, that you deserve the love you want, and you deserve the best in who you're dating and who you're with.
My family has also come to terms with the divorce and has slowly but gradually seeing why I did what I did. Still, I sometimes feel guilty for the way things ended with my husband, and I'm haunted by thoughts of being the bad guy for leaving and seeking love elsewhere. Am I the a-hole for seeking affection outside of a marriage that I felt I had no way to fix? No. I say no. There's no kids, by the way. I thought there was a kid. Chat informed me that there's not. There's no kids. If there were kids, I would say yes. If there were children in the equation here, I would say you were the a-hole for providing a blueprint of, like, trauma, basically.
I think everyone's the a-hole.
For their life.
I think everyone's the a-hole. Because, like,
I disagree.
I think everyone's the a-hole.
I disagree.
I think he's more the a-hole, but I think I think,
It's an everyone sucks type
you,
situation.
Yeah, you cheating is ruining your own integrity. So you shouldn't do it.
That's funny.
We should make a drinking game if we take a shot every time Keon says read.
Read.
But that is the
Read,
end
read,
of that
read,
story.
read.
That is the end of that story and the end of that episode.